Welcome to Safety Hearts and Minds, videos to help you energize safety culture, build teamwork, and get employee buy-in. Hey, have you ever heard the phrase, "You should hear yourself talk"? It's typically used when a person contradicts themselves or when they start spewing nonsense like made-up goals and targets. Have you ever had it said to you? Well, here's a reason maybe it should. Your safety goals are meaningless. You know what I'm talking about, the goals you set at the beginning of the year because your senior managers ask for a number. Stuff like a 30% reduction in lost time incidents, a 40% reduction in first aid. It's a number that gets thrown out with no specific plan of attack for how you're going to accomplish it, which, of course, makes it meaningless. A target without a plan is just wishful thinking. If you want to reduce your numbers, you need to do something different. The number you got last year was based on the things you planned or didn't plan, and your execution of that plan. And if you want a different outcome, you have to do something different. You're telling your bosses a reduction of 30%, and then you tell your employees that no incident is acceptable. Except if you're targeting a 30% reduction, you're saying 70% of last year's total is acceptable. You should hear yourself talk. No wonder you're having trouble getting hearts and minds of your people wrapped around safety. They don't know what the target actually is. And if they're not sure of which target you're shooting at, you're going to miss, guaranteed. So what is your target? Better yet, what target do you think is acceptable? That's what you tell your bosses. That's what you tell your people. Ask your people what number of their fellow workers getting hurt is acceptable to them. Then, when they give you the answer, and I think you already know what that answer is, ask them what they intend to do differently to make it happen. This is the most important part. If whatever the plan was last year got you the numbers you got last year, more of what you did last year won't get you better than you did last year. You need to do something different, drastically different. So here's what you do. You ask your team to help create a plan to protect themselves and their fellow team members. This isn't a 1-hour conversation. This is going to take some planning, some accountability, and some responsibility from your team, and you need to lead this. Stop making up numbers and targets without a plan to get you there. What are you going to do so much better than last year that gets you a much better outcome than last year? Don't set a more aggressive goal without rallying your people around creating and executing a far more aggressive plan. Or your people are going to say, "You should hear yourself talk."